You just...
I knew it. With you on the job, was there ever any
That's
doubt?
the one problem with Grandma. If one thing goes wrong, she thinks it'll happen every single time. Like she does. Like for example, she won't let me walk to the bank by myself because I try and do it by myself. But she's like, no, you can't do it by yourself. And it's like, why? And it's like, well, because someone can come up and rob you. I'm like, really? Someone's gonna come up and rob me.
Someone could break into your house and rob you. You never know what's gonna happen.
It's like someone's gonna come up and rob me. I don't. That's why I do things like I always thought that buying things online was bad because they would always say, well, someone will hack and steal your identity and take your money, and it's like well, yeah. For the longest time I was like that, but then I'm like, you know what, screw it, I don't freaking care. So I tried and I'm like, okay, I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, and besides, it's not like I freaking put my information online anyway.
Father had cured
Actually,
every
I don't.
disease known to man, but for the first time. Then one day, a traveler came
Yeah, I
to
go
town
with her
bearing
to
a list of
Kroger
white
or whatever store she wants me to go over with all the time. Or when I'm I'll have my game when I go over, when I come over here. So instead of setting it up on the TV, I play it in, when you go to sleep, I sit in my room and play games. Or when I go basically anywhere. That's why I like getting them on the Switch so I can take them anywhere I want. But still, it's kind of like, I can understand, like, when you're, like, it's like, why should I get these games anymore? Most of the games that I bought for the Switch were because I needed a distraction until Smash came out. And now that Smash is out, there's no way I'm going to be playing any other game on the Switch on the go, except for Smash Brothers. Unless like they bring like a really good game to the Switch that I'm really interested in. Like I'll probably play a little bit of Mortal Kombat when that comes out.
Shucks. I hope I can do that too someday.
God,
If they bring Kingdom Hearts 3 to the Switch, the thing is, Kingdom Hearts is one of the series that I would buy multiple times on another platform that came out. Depending on the platform, obviously. Like, I bought the collection on the PS3, even though I already had Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on the PS2, and Dream Drop on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought it because, well, it's upgraded. And then I bought 2.8 because it's like, Dream Drop was updated. But if they came to the Switch, the collections, I'd buy them again because I'd love to just take them on the go and play them again. I don't really care. I like Kingdom Hearts.
So I can tell.
The only system I probably wouldn't buy it on would be Xbox because it's literally the same thing as PlayStation 4. The only reason I would buy it on Switch because it's a different experience than from PlayStation. Xbox just feels the same. Plug it into the TV and play it on the TV. Switch is played everywhere, so...
You knew.
Are they about to fuck? About to have anal sex? You know, those things that you two do? I'm trying to get my jaw so I can talk like this? No, I'm telling you like a frickin' Simpson.
Probably even a little better than me.
I'm making fun of our own frickin'
I
blood.
can't leave you to look after the whole village on your own.
We have hillbillies in our blood, don't we?
where do you think Nana came from, dude?
She came from Canada.
She came from Kentucky.
Kentucky is the
Big
Canada
town.
of
Besides,
Canada is the Kentucky of the South.
Doesn't make any sense.
Well, remember that SpongeBob portrays states and it was like Canada, or not Canada, it was Kentucky being laughed at by the other South? I don't get that though, actually.
Because Kentucky's technically not part of the southern
Border?
states.
Oh.
It's part of the northern states because of the split between.
Though...
That's what the county line was supposed to represent in that joke.
Oh, okay. Well, see, the thing is about Kentucky is that it's not considered a southern state, but yet it's still considered a southern
Yeah, it's
state.
still a southern state. You can tell. Like Kentucky, tell me it's not southern.
And it was part of the freaking what was it? The
Separatists?
what were they called during the war?
Separatists?
Confederates. It was part of the Confederate states, right? Kentucky. Because I know it borders Ohio and Indiana, but it's definitely it was part of the Confederates. I forget what states were part of the Confederacy, actually.
Pretty much every southern state.
I know, but there were some that weren't southern that were part of it, I think. Confederate flag. No, what else would be Confederate states? Can you imagine? What if they would have won? There was a thing where people were saying, like, what if they would have won? They still would have, like, eventually given up on slavery later on down the road because the world would just progress and eventually they'd be forced to do it along with them. Otherwise, people would, because, like, even, like, outside the South, other countries were starting to get away from slavery. So they're saying that eventually, even if the South kept slavery for a little bit longer than usual,
yeah,
they would eventually have gotten out of it because they would have most other countries would be against doing any type of trade or deals with them because they would be like, even if they were on their own in their own Confederate country, they'd be like, well, you gotta get rid of slavery, we ain't gonna do no deals with you. They probably would have pretty big segregation laws, though. That's the problem. Yeah, see, here's like Confederate states were Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and like a little bit of Arizona and New Mexico. Oklahoma, Missouri, Kentucky, and West Virginia were, I guess, somewhat part of the Confederacy. And they also had a little bit of Washington, D.C. Oh yeah, Washington, D.C. was freaking Confederate? What the frick? Or no, District of Columbia, that is Washington, D.C., isn't it?
I don't know.
But yeah, here's what they had planned out if they would have won. If they would have won, they were going to plan on taking Cuba and a little bit of Mexico as well. They could have taken Cuba, actually, because, I mean, like, Spain was kind of there, but, like, I'm pretty sure they could have worked a deal.
No, it's not Cuba.
Actually, that's from Mexico. Well, Mexico at the time was kind of still under Spain's control, I think. Or it was either under Spain's control, or it was its own country, but not as developed, so it would have been easy to take over, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. I don't remember how developed the country was back in the 1800s.
Just a little present for the road. It's nothing special.
Kansas was a freaking northern state. What?
Really?
Yeah, like, Kansas was a northern state. It was a union state. Let's see, the union states were Kansas, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, California, Nevada, and Oregon. Oh wait, no, Missouri, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Maryland and Delaware were like neutral states. They weren't on either side because it has them like lighted out for each one. Also, I didn't know Arizona was a lot bigger than it was now because it's like jetting out like that. Like part of Nevada is now what used to be Arizona. Let's make good here. Let's see.
Alright, then. Stupid cutscene.
I know, like, frick.
Be safe out there, friend.
Just kiss each other already and get it over with. You clearly tell you're gay. What?
I thought I was doing it. Oh, it was like parts of Kentucky, Missouri.
Alright, freaking
Not
fine.
all of it.
Oh, hey, there's a bunch of other people out. I want to talk to these people.
What is this?
Let's start. Oh.